Let's talk semi-final number 2 in the Premiership, then a preview of Leicester Tigers against Sale Sharks. I've got the teams here, which I'll go through. They are both stacked, is the short summary of the teams. And I will pick a combined 23-man squad, which gives a bit of an indication about where this game may be won or lost. But I think the bottom line here is this is a heavyweight contest. This is two meaty, mighty packs, locking horns, like a pair of rutting stags. Yeah, I think the analogy checks out, and only one of them is going to make it through to Twickenham. And by the way, I love the fact Sale Sharks, on their press releases and stuff, they call it Twickenham. They might get in trouble with the big bosses at the RFU if they don't call it Allianz. But there you go. Starting with Leicester Tigers, there is the team there. Is it going to be Julien Montoya's final game? He's heading to play in France next season. Brilliant servant for Leicester Tigers. And yeah, class player. They are pretty much full bore. The only one I can think of that would make it into this team if everybody was fit and available would be George Martin. Definitely he would be in. Maybe Jamie Shilcock as well. Probably in for Ben Volavola, who's on the bench. So it's basically full strength for Leicester Tigers. You've got to be happy if at the end of the season, with how attritional the season can be, with international players doing a lot of travelling, racking up the miles on the clock. I suppose they weren't in the knockout stages of Europe. That probably has kept them that little bit fresher. But yeah, they're good to go and looking strong. But then again, so are Sale Sharks. Who can name Twindaloo? Tom Curry is available to play, starts alongside his brother Ben in the back row, and that just makes an already formidable looking pack even bigger and even better. They've got some talent. Dan Dupree on the bench, and yeah, I cannot wait to see that forward battle. Interesting selection for Sale Sharks with Rafi Quirk getting the nod to start at scrum half. Big call. But I quite like it. And Rafi Quirk going up against Jack Van Portvliet with the backdrop of the England tour to Argentina. That's a really interesting matchup to look at. But there's some of those all across the park. You've got Luke Cowan-Dickie up against Julien Montoya. That's an awesome matchup. Bevan Rodd against Nicky Smith. And equally against his England teammate Joe Hayes and Asher Opoku Fajor. And Joe Hayes probably both going to go on the tour to Argentina. They get a chance to flex and show which one of them is the best. Is it going to be, like I just said, is it going to be Julien Montoya and Handré Pollard? I mean, yeah, how could I not talk about Handré Pollard against George Ford? That is the most mouth-watering matchup of them all. But having said, is it going to be Pollard and Montoya's last game for Leicester Tigers? Is it going to be Jean-Luc Dupree's last game for Leicester Tigers, for Sale Sharks, I should say, because he's off to Bordeaux next season for a big money move to France. As for a combined team, what would you go for? I've picked. I went for, out of Bevan Rodd, I went for Nicky Smith. I also went for Julien Montoya over Luke Cowan-Dickie. If my life depended on it, I'd pick Montoya, but Luke Cowan-Dickie very, very close. So far, there's neck and neck. Asher Opoku Fajor and Joe Hayes, so close as well. I just went for Asher Opoku Fajor, despite the fact that Hayes is above him in the England pecking order currently. Second row, I went for Johnny Hill and Ollie Chesham, so one from each. Back row, I went all Sale Sharks. Ollie Cracknell can bang people. Tommy Raffel, brilliant on the deck. Hanro Liebenberg, so underrated, and he's been incredible. One of the best players in the Premiership this season. But I think I'll just go with the Bath back row, Sale back row. I'm all over the shop with there's so much Premiership rugby. Just watched Bath, Leicester, Bristol. Anyway, that's the pack. Let me move on to the back line. Rafi Quirk against Jack Van Portvliet is going to be cool. I go JVP. I go Pollard at 10 over George Ford. Both amazing. Marcy White against Woodward inside centre. That's a really interesting one. The England tour coming up, it's been a problem position. You've got Seb Atkinson there as well for Gloucester. It could be Seb Atkinson and one of these two go on the England tour. Earlier in the season, I would have said Woodward. But with his performances in recent weeks, Marcy White looks exceptional, so I went for him. Rob Dupree has been really good. And here's a stat on Rob Dupree. The only player in the Premiership, I read this earlier, the only player in the Premiership to have played every single minute of every single game this Premiership season, which is remarkable. But I go for Solomon Kata, who just has a little bit of punch that Rob de Pree doesn't have. But then again, Rob de Pree is not there for the punch. He's there to release Aaron Reid and Tom Roebuck and Joe Carpenter. Brilliant back three, young, local back three as well. I would go Ollie Hassel-Collins and Tom Roebuck and Freddie Stewart at fullback, meaning the combined 23-man squad looks like that. A healthy dose of Leicester Tigers and a healthy dose of Sale Sharks. Sorry, Freddie Stewart, I've done him in the wrong colour there. So, but what that tells us is a story. 6 Sale players in the pack and only two in the back line. I've done Stewart and Roebuck the wrong way round. Only 2 in the back line. So Leicester Tigers dominating the back line and Sale dominating the pack. But when you think of Leicester, you think of a strong pack. So I think that tells you if Leicester at home, where they're going to get massive support, if Leicester at home can do a job up front, then I think they're going to be in business. And I think they may have the class with Andre Pollard, with Jack Van Portfleet, with Freddie Stewart, with Solomon Kata, with Ollie Hassel-Collins, with Adam Radwan. I think they're going to have the class to maybe sneak it. Although I can totally see Sale winning. In fact, I've got a funny feeling they will. Do you know what? I'm going to completely... 21-19. 21-19 to Leicester. Could go either way. Cannot wait.